Attention staff, please listen closely. Please lock your classroom doors immediately. Lock windows. Move students away from windows. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
From a terrifying encounter with a school intruder to a situation that had many students on edge, here are 9 scary incidents of school lockdowns. Enjoy. Back in middle school, we were put on a level 3 lockdown. The highest level, gunmen, immediate danger. We scooted our little 7th grade asses to the corner of the class with the lights off. And it's at that moment we realize our teacher forgot her room keys in the teacher's lounge. So here's a bunch of 7th graders soiling their pants in an unlocked classroom with a teacher holding a metal ruler, ready to strike anyone who comes to that door. After 10 minutes of hearing my own heartbeat, an announcement says we can resume class. There were no police on campus or anything. Turns out, 2 kids got into a fistfight in the gym, and the burly vice principal was not there to break it up, leaving the secretaries to lock down the entire school. A level 3 lockdown over a middle school fight. I've posted before, but it's appropriate here. In the 8th grade, we had a code red, lockdown, because someone reported that a kid on school grounds had a gun. We turned off all the lights and locked the door in our classroom. Slowly, our teacher had our class make our way to the side of the room that couldn't be seen through the rectangular window on the door. Some kids were whimpering and scared, so she promptly yelled/whispered at us that there was nothing to be afraid of. Probably just a drill, until the doorknob started to jiggle. She was a large woman, so I was quite surprised at how quickly she moved. She ran into the supply closet behind her desk, and the door clicked locked. When the door opened, it was a police officer who'd been assigned to check all the rooms. He looked around in confusion and asked, where is your teacher? I remember it clear as day. I'm sitting in my 9th period class, Mr. P's geography class, with my best friend. We're watching a video on trade throughout the world when we hear some loud noises. We figured it could be a senior prank. They had decked the halls the day before. A couple of screams. We see kids running down our hallway. Mr. P gets up, looks out the door, and shuts it quickly, turns the lights off, and tells us to get down. As he's sending us to the corner and trying to hide us, the lockdown comes down over our school. It's weird. We heard these loud noises, but they didn't register as gunshots. We heard screaming, but we just didn't process it. And through all this noise, it's silent at the same time. You can hear the person next to you breathing. You can see your friends crying, trying to contact your friends and family. That's when I get texts from my best friend at a different school. Jay, are you okay? I was confused by the text. Yeah, we're hearing loud noises. I don't know what's happening. Screaming outside the classroom. I texted back. It took forever to send. I got another text. Stay down. There's an active shooter at your school. My heart dropped. I just remember grabbing my best friend and holding her so tight, telling each other we loved each other, texting my parents and my uncle and anyone who means anything to me, goodbye. If I don't make it out of the shooting alive, I love you. And then putting my phone down and just sitting in darkness as we listen. Don't shoot. Put the gun down. One went this way. We would quickly learn there were 2 shooters. About an hour after the shooting started, the cops busted into our rooms, rifles aimed at us, yelling, "Freeze. Put your hands in the air and stand up slowly." And I just remember walking out of the classroom, surrounded by police, crying my eyes out, seeing blood on the floor. Some police were telling us, "You're okay, you're safe, you're doing so well." But I just couldn't hear them. I just couldn't. I was crying, and my friends were crying, even the teachers. We made it out of the school, and it was pouring rain. Typical Colorado. It was cold, So us high schoolers gave our sweatshirts to the younger kids to shield them from the rain and the wind. To this day, it haunts me, and it always will. Always. I will never forget the events that happened on that horrible, horrible day in May. This is according to my friend's mother. She is a survivor of the Columbine massacre. It was terrifying. The feeling of sitting in a hot room next to all your friends as you look out the door and watch someone drop dead right outside. The pounding on the door of someone wanting to get in, only to be hit in the side. The loud shots and screams. But the one thing that tops it off is the running. When you bust out the door, adrenaline rushes through your body. You don't know what it's like to hear shots and mere feet behind you as you burst through the doors of the school, hands raised, crying, being held in the arms of your parents as you sit trembling in the car and endure nightmares for years to come. My high school was put on lockdown. I remember sitting in English class and someone came onto the PA system and said something along the lines of, "Attention staff, John Smith has entered the building," except it wasn't John Smith. I just cannot recall the name. It sounded very suspicious, and it was actually a code for teachers. Our teacher could not find her reference book, but she knew it was serious, so she locked the door, turned off the lights, and put us all in the corner of the room. We kept hearing commotion in the hallways, lots of people going by. After being locked in the room for probably 10 minutes, we realized everyone else was evacuating the school, and we probably shouldn't be locking ourselves in the room. So we also evacuated, and when we got outside, there were police everywhere and the full-out bomb squad entering the school with sniffer dogs. So clearly locking ourselves in the classroom wasn't the smartest choice. Ended up that someone wrote a bomb threat on a bathroom stall, and it was actually put there 2 weeks prior. But the main janitor was on vacation, and the sub-in one wasn't doing the best job, and never saw it. Main janitor came back and took notice of the threat. On my 8th birthday, we had a lockdown at school. I was a couple minutes late because I was bringing cupcakes and goodie bags for everybody. A teacher spotted me alone on the playground sometime after class had started, and she dragged me inside. We hid under our desks for a couple hours with the lights turned off and doors locked. Turns out, there was a gunman on our school grounds who was our neighboring class's boy's dad. Nobody got hurt except the gunman himself, who shot himself just outside the school. Yes, it was the day before Thanksgiving break, and I was a freshman in high school. All of a sudden, we heard screaming down the hall, and these kids started running to our classroom. It was only seconds later, there was an announcement we were in lockdown. Our teacher soon locked us in and ran toward the disturbance. We were locked in the room for a while. It wasn't until the end of the day we found out that one of the kids in the Spanish class down the hall from our room had brought 2 machetes to school and was trying to slice as many people as possible. My teacher had been one of many who tackled him down. A few people were injured, but no one was killed. When I was in the 3rd grade, a car crashed through the playground fence during morning recess and hit another kid. After that happened, we were all rushed inside and weren't allowed to have recess for the rest of the day. I remember that a helicopter was flown to the playground to bring the girl to a hospital. We were all waiting for updates the whole day. It was pretty traumatic. I don't remember all the details, but I know she ended up being okay in the end. Once in high school, somebody found a hit list in one of the ladies' restrooms. They did a full sweep of the building with bomb dogs, gathered all the kids on the list and sent them home. It was mostly the popular crowd from the junior and sophomore classes. No, I wasn't on said list. We sat in second period for well over 2 hours. After the first 20 minutes of serious business lockdown stuff, our teacher got bored. One group of us played cards, the other was chatting away on phones to kids in other classrooms. To all the people asking, this was in central Pennsylvania, in the suburbs outside of Harrisburg. If you've had any terrifying experiences with school lockdowns, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time.